there!
Hi, and welcome to the Lightspeed Saber Rogue series, the show where Lightspeed Saber fencers from across the country face off in the fight of their lives. I'm Steve Bonagorio.
And I'm Daniel Delgado. Lightspeed Saber fencing is a unique take on both fencing and the lightsaber. It's designed to be realistic and intense while also requiring very little armor so that our fencers can be both safe and agile for maximum excitement.
And that's why we at Lightspeed Saber League say that we are the world's fastest light-based fencing.
If you'd like to learn a little more about how to become a Lightspeed Saber fencer, check out our website at lightspeedsaber.com.
Tonight we have two awesome matches lined up for you. But first, let's take a quick look at some of the fights that you missed.
Last week, several classic California-based fencers came out of quarantine to put on a show for the Lightspeed Saber Rogue series, and they did not disappoint.
First up was a contest of mutual champions. Nick Richardson and Hunter Allison both earned gold medals at SummerSlash 2 in 2018 in the men's and the women's divisions, respectively. So it was time to see these two champions go head-to-head. For Allison, it'd be a matter of overcoming Richardson's many years of competitive combat and fencing experience. And for Richardson, it'd be a literal uphill battle against the 6'3" tall Allison.
Beautiful! Beautiful!
I was testing her range and to see how far she could throw. I was then like, okay, cool. I just had to take an extra half step than I normally would. I have to. So once I had figured that out, I had my game plan for the entire match, and it worked out beautifully. The part that was kind of like really hyping me up, she was standing at the other end of the strip, just staring me down. The intensity she had, like she's just this intimidating force.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, we got to hit each other. That's what it's all about.
Ultimately, it was a lopsided loss for Allison against Richardson, but according to Allison, they both walked away winners.
We did win. We won friendship.
Next, we saw two old rivals going head-to-head, Amy Rooney and Elizabeth Panos. Rooney and Panos first met at Lightspeed, A New Hope in 2018, usually with Rooney coming out on top. But Panos is not one to back down.
Once I was told it was Amy, I was like, ooh, it's been a while, but I'm gonna go for it. I haven't worked out, I haven't fought, I haven't done anything since basically COVID hit.
Rooney took an early lead. Panos rallied toward the end as she began to find her groove again. But ultimately, it was not enough to catch up with Rooney.
I did my very best to try to attack first. Also finding any openings that I could.
Rooney maintained her lead for the rest of the fight and took the match.
She gives some really good hits if you miss, and it's just really fun to fight her. I've always enjoyed fighting her.
Finally, the big match last week was between two old teammates, Jowanna Lewis and Patricia Bauler, ranked nationally in first and second in the women's division respectively. Right away, this would be a battle decided by which of the two Lightspeed Saber veterans would be quickest to adapt to the new Rogue Series rules and format.
I enjoy the long format. I think it allows the fighters to really get a sense of each other.
I know for a fact after the first period I was tired, but after that I was getting like just hyper focused on how to get some of those points back.
Bauler won the early rounds, but Lewis surged ahead with a series of withering offenses. Bauler eventually powered back with several three-point defensive plays to take the match.
Honestly, the new scoring system works in my favor in that it awards more points for defensive motions.
Lewis vowed to reconfigure her training for the inevitable rematch.
The defensive stuff is kind of what threw me off. I've got to figure out a way to do that in this kind of COVID area where I can punch a bag and work on attacks, but defense is a little hard when you don't have somebody hitting you to defend. I'll give her the win on this one.
It's too bad that we have more fights than we can actually cover, but we'll go over them a little more in depth in a few weeks at our roundtable discussion.
And now, let's go to commercial break. And when we come back, we'll meet our first pair of fencers.
Welcome back to our Lightspeed Saber Rogue series. Let's meet our first pair of competitors.
Hey everybody, you are watching the Rogue series, and today we get to talk with William. So this week you're fighting Brandon. How are you approaching this particular fight? Because you two are very different fighters.
Well, one thing I could say about my style is I might resonate with the Form 7 Juyo, which isn't really a technique, it's more of a mindset, where you just kind of put yourself in a competitive state. I pretty much just let my instincts take over. Kind of like what Qui-Gon said in episode 1, it's just feel, don't think, use your instincts.
How are you kind of mentally and physically preparing for such a long fight?
I've been taking longer walks to kind of like work on my endurance so that I don't pass out in the middle of the whole thing, you know, and trying to read books, just kind of like get the gears moving in my brain.
Now, I know that you are notorious for having your own soundtrack when you fight.
Yeah, music is something that just always allows me to use my instincts a lot more.
I'm super pumped to see you fight. You're always very entertaining to watch and so much fun. So again, I am really excited. I wish you the best of luck. You've got this, and thumbs up from here, okay?
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Brandon Nease, and I'm from Lightspeed Saber Irvine. I've been doing Lightspeed for almost 2 years now. I do not have a traditional fencing background or a martial arts background. I actually was a dancer for about 15 years before joining Lightspeed.
Do you consider it an advantage that you have, or a disadvantage because you don't have that fighting background?
I'd say it's both. So in some senses, it takes me a little bit longer to pick up on some of the style aspects and really having a blade in your hand. However, it's an advantage because the footwork comes really natural to me.
You've got an interesting opponent this go around. You are fighting Will, very heavy on the offense, not so much on the defense. How are you preparing for that?
I think one of the biggest things that I have to prepare is to make sure I don't get myself backed up in a corner. I'm hoping that I'm able to see his attacks coming, block them, and get right back in there. I have studied the sequences, I've studied the blocks, I've studied the attacks, and I'm betting that I'm going to do pretty well, especially because I have those base things. I know exactly where I need to be and when I need to be.
And that's the one thing about you. You are a textbook fighter, or at least a textbook light speed fighter. Like, you want to know how form works. You're like the guy to go to for that. And especially in fighting somebody like William, who is not traditional at all.
I think he might come out strong right at the beginning, but once I learn his style and once I learn what he's doing, I've got it from there.
This is going to be awesome. Again, this is the fight. This is, let's talk textbook and technique versus kind of raw energy, and let's see what plays out better. Again, I wish you the absolute best of luck. I am beyond excited to see you fight.
All right, look, I love William Alonzo. He's a great guy. He fights hard, and I absolutely love that he brings such a level of mindset to his fights. Okay, that being said, talking about going for long walks on the beach, I think he's going to be in trouble fighting against Brandon. Don't let Brandon's Disneyland welcome to our park mentality of communicating fool you, because this guy can be vicious.
Yes, I fought him myself. He's pretty fierce, fast, well thought out, very methodical about everything he does. He's going to try and open up anything that he can get to on your head, your legs, anything he can get to. I'm really excited to see this.
Awesome. Well, before we head over to the fight, let's go over some of the rules and formatting of the Lightspeed Saber Rogue series.
This fight will be the best of 5 rounds. Each round is up to 10 points with a time limit of 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The first fencer to win 3 rounds is the winner. In Lightspeed Saber fencing, the entire body is a valid target, the only exception being the groin. The weapon itself is also a valid target. First hits are worth 1 point. Clean hits are worth 2 points. Headshots are also worth 2 points. And counterattacks are all worth 3 points. Please note that stabbing attacks or otherwise threatening the opponent with the tip of the weapon is illegal. Only swinging attacks are allowed. Now let's head over to the fight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. On my
Looks like the fighters are ready and in their corners, Steve. We have Mr. Nease here on the left, represented by blue, and Alonzo on the right, represented by purple. The first round is 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock, and it is to 10 points. Let's see who's going to take round one.
Fighter salute.
The sabers are lit up. They salute. Here they come.
While Nease and Alonzo waste no time getting in right into the action.
Ooh, nice headshot there by Nease.
2 points purple, 2-0 purple. On guard. Ready. Fence.
Looks like the score was given to Alonzo, 2 points for head contact. He takes the lead of round one. Oh,
Yeah, the
excellent clean pick by Alonzo there.
4-0. On guard. Ready. Fence.
Excellent blade work by Nease there. Looks like he managed to sink a defensive action.
Yeah, Nease is coming out strong. He's got that lunge. He's really using that footwork to back Alonzo up into his corner.
Yeah, he does have the technique, but he's going to have to do some serious catching up here with Alonzo leading 5-0. Oh, there's 2 points awarded to Nease for clean contact. Excellent aggression there. Looks like a ring out. 2 points awarded to Nease, I believe that is.
5-4 purple. On
Yes,
guard.
2 points.
But with that long lunge, he's bound to make contact at some point.
Oof, excellent defensive action by Nease there.
On the head.
Looks like it was called in Alonzo's favor.
6-4 purple. On guard.
Yeah,
One
as we
point
know,
awarded.
sometimes it's really difficult without that instant replay to see what actually is happening. But a referee's doing an excellent job.
Yes.
From purple. Defense and counterattack. 3 points blue. 7-6 blue. On guard. Ready. Fence.
Oh, right there, strike across the heart.
Nease takes the lead for the first time in round one.
On the shoulder, clean hit for purple, 2 points purple. Yep. 2 points purple, we're at 8-7 purple. On guard. Ready.
But Alonzo quickly takes the lead back. The score is 8-7 in favor of purple.
Looks like that might have been simultaneous hits there.
8-7
Yep.
purple. On guard. Ready. Fence.
Referee waves it off.
Break. I saw the fence here. I believe it may have slipped through. I'm going to make no call for this one. No points. 8-7 purple.
No
On
points
guard.
awarded
Ready.
in this exchange there.
You know, I think Alonzo's just giving Nease way too much space in that ring. You know, really letting him own, you know, even his side up to 3/4 of that ring.
Ready. Fence.
You know, you're absolutely right. The ability to have space to retreat and control where your opponent is extremely crucial. Looks like Nease takes the first round 10-8. The fighters, I believe, are going to switch sides now.
Yeah, I'm going to expect Alonzo to really come out a little harder. I'm gonna expect him also to show a little bit of his swordsmanship with his blade and try to confuse Nease a little more in this second round coming up.
Yes, let's see in the second round. Looks like the fighters have switched sides now. They're ready. Alonzo there is now on the left, putting his helmet on. Nease is off in the right side of the box. A little hard to see him there. Really excited. Nease has the lead. Round one was won by him. If he wins 2 more rounds in a row, he will take the first match of the evening.
Alonzo looking a little bit like he's in a samurai meditative state, perhaps going for one of those long walks in his mind, getting ready for the fight with second round with Nease. Here we go.
No time wasted there. Looks like Nease scored an immediate 3-point move. Excellent deflection represented by him there, and he takes the lead in round 2.
Clean hit, blue. 2 points, blue. 5-0. On guard. Ready. Fence.
Yeah,
Nease is
Alonzo's
waiting.
just not getting out fast enough. He's attacking, Nease is blocking, and then Alonzo's just not getting out fast enough. As you can see, it looks like right there might have happened again.
Looks like Alonzo was actually awarded a indirect hit. That's 1 point, meaning that the attack maybe had broken through a block. Nease still taking the lead here, 6-1 in favor of Nease.
Clean contact purple. 2 points purple. We're 6-3, blue, under.
Now, one thing I've noticed about Nease in his fighting is he starts to get, I think it comes from his dancing background, he starts to get into a rhythm. And sometimes he throws you the same rhythm over and over again. So if Alonzo wants to take this lead back from Nease, he's really going to have to read the rhythm and change his approach here.
You're absolutely right about that. Excellent head pick by Nease there.
Purple rights first on the leg. Second action to the head is not in time.
I think Alonzo got to his... Oh, okay, I see.
Purple, 2 points.
You're absolutely right about that. 2 points awarded to Alonzo for making first contact.
Looks like to the leg there.
Indirect off the blade for purple, 1 point.
Another indirect awarded to Alonzo. That brings the score 6-6. Anybody's round here.
Ready, let's. Great.
Oh, I like seeing Alonzo get a little aggressive there.
Alonzo concedes a point there. However, the ref doesn't see it and does not award the point to Nease. Score remains 6-6. Excellent judge of timing by Nease there. He secures the lead of the match. 8-6 in favor of Nease. Excellent pick by Alonzo there. Again, scoring the tie. The next point here could determine the winner of this round. Oof.
Yeah, you can see Nease has that really long wind-up before his lunge.
Who takes this round? Good job, guys.
Let's see it right.
Good job, guys.
Nope, not on that play.
Nease takes the round. Now this is our fighter's long break in between the 2 rounds. Nease does have the clear lead here. He's won 2 rounds out of the possible 5. If he wins 1 more, he will take the match for the evening. What do you think is going to happen here, Steve?
You know, I'm not really sure. It depends on what's going on in Alonzo's head and how well he's read the patterns of Nease's so far. Alonzo is attacking first on almost every one of these, and Nease is making him pay with that long lunge, and Alonzo's not getting out. If I were Alonzo, I would wait, let Nease strike, and then I'd go in for his first attack.
You know, I have to agree with you there. I think that Nease is doing an excellent job of biding his time, reading his opponent, knowing when he needs to get in there and when he needs to get out. Looks like the fighters are ready now. Let's go to the fight, Steve. As you can see, Steve, the fighters have switched sides again. Nease is now on the left with blue, and Alonzo is on the right in purple.
Well, I'm pulling for Alonzo. Let's go, Alonzo. Let's get one here. Let's get one here.
Fighters are saluting. First exchange of round 3. If Nease takes this round, he will win the match for the evening.
Indirect hit for purple.
Purple scores an indirect hit and takes the lead of round 3. Excellent aggression by Alonzo there. Liking what I'm seeing.
Looks like you got him again, and it looks like Alonzo must have heard my advice because he's waiting for Nease to make that first attack and striking him before he can get to him.
You're absolutely right. That's again another score by Alonzo here. He's taking a clear lead. He's wasting no time making sure that he is dominating this round. However, Nease did score his first point of the round right now, bringing the score 4-1 in favor of Alonzo. Round 3.
Oh, a strike to the leg. Yep. Again, he's taking advantage of that long windup right there, and that's where he scores the point.
After the hit, you must stay within the ring. Okay, so that's your warning. So we'll not give a warning next time. 6-1 purple.
Score is 6-1 in favor of Alonzo.
Great.
Excellent exchange there. Looks like the ref is calling that an indirect.
Indirect hit for purple. 1 point. 7-1 purple. Under.
You know, I always have a difficult time, Daniel, seeing the indirect hits. Can you explain to our audience a little bit more, just again, about what that indirect hit means?
An indirect hit means that there may have been an attempt to block. Maybe the attack, the assault broke through the blockade, or maybe the blade slid down into the hand or hilt area of the opponent. Now, this scoring system is designed to award great defense. It means that if there is contact made in a situation like that, it is only 1 point to the aggressor.
Awesome.
Score is 7-3 in favor of Alonzo.
Break!
Alonzo has what it takes to win this round.
Contact, purple, 2 points.
And again, taking advantage. Look at the windup here and the strike right there. So you see that blue saber coming up, a big windup.
Break!
And Alonzo is able to get in there.
Purple Ice first, second action.
Excellent, excellent attack there. Alonzo takes round 3, bringing it 2-1 in favor of Nease. If Alonzo wins this next round, it will go to 5 rounds in the match. However, Nease does need to only win this next round to take tonight's match. What do you think is going to happen in this next fight, Steve?
Well, I'm anticipating that Alonzo is going to keep doing what's been working and allow Nease to make that first attack and see that big lunge coming. But Nease is smart. And so I think he's going to assess what wasn't working for him, and he's going to come out and show us something a little different.
Yeah. Okay. I got to agree with you there. Looks like the fighters are getting to their corners. Let's go to the fight.
All right, round 4. Let's light him up.
Fighters have switched sides again. Alonzo is there on the left. Nease is there on the right. Blue and purple.
Ready. Set.
The score is 2-1. 2 rounds for Nease, 1 round for Alonzo. Alonzo wastes no time coming right out the gate, picking up the hand and securing the 2-point lead of round 4.
Well, here he comes again. An excellent, great first move. Oh, looks like he sniped his hand again there. Let's see. Yeah, he did.
Alonzo is wasting no time. He knows that he needs to win this round in order to take this match. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Looked to me like it was a hand pick. However, the judges ruled it another indirect hit. However, Alonzo still has the 5-point lead in the round.
I think it's on indirect here, but I'm just going to throw this point out.
Let's see what this point score here is. Okay, Nease has to be wondering at this point what happened. You know, what is going on? Because, you know, Alonzo's taken about the last 15 points from Nease.
Looks like the fight's getting a little sloppy here. Refs are having a little bit of trouble identifying what's happening. Alonzo secures the lead still, 5-0. Another 2 points awarded to Alonzo, bringing the score 7-0 in favor of Alonzo. Looks like Alonzo might actually be able to take this to the 5th round. However, Nease does score an excellent 3-pointer there. If he scores enough of those, it won't matter what Alonzo does.
Yeah, you can never count out Nease with his long reach. And see, he's making Alonzo pay right there. He snipes his left hand.
Alonzo does only need to score 1 point to take this round, however. Nease scores another 3-point counterattack. He's not down very much. Nease can take this. Again, looks like another 3-pointer. Bringing the score 9-9. This next match point has the potential to win this evening's first match. Excellent pick by Nease there. 3 points awarded to Nease. That makes him the winner of round 4, giving him the match for the evening. Victory for Nease over Alonzo. Great intensity there. Steve, what do you think about this?
You know, even though Alonzo lost that fight, he really did so beautifully. If you look at the number of clean hits that he had, he was really able to get out there and just snipe Nease and use his body as he wanted to get those 24 points.
However, it can't compare to the beautiful counterattacks that were done by Nease.
Yeah, which goes to what you were saying earlier about awarding defense, right? You can see it didn't take 21 moves to get those 21 points. A defensive move and a counter gets you 3 points. So that's 7 quality defensive moves by Brandon. Great job on Nease's part.
Let's see what the fighters have to say. I think that they're ready for their interviews now.
So talk to me about that fight. I mean, it was fast. You guys were just like sniping. Like, what were your thoughts going into that fight and then like halfway through it?
Well, at the beginning, I was really hoping that my extra walking and jogging would help me not pass out. And secondly, I was hoping to just get in there and get the first hits because my defense is really lacking at the moment. I'm mostly like very offensive.
Yeah, actually, and it showed during this fight. There were a lot of times where you kind of just went in and whatnot, and it was It was really great to watch. It was, again, watching offensive fighters is always so much fun to watch. So what are you thinking about as far as your next fight? Like, what are some of the things that you're thinking about changing and whatnot?
Definitely, I gotta say, practice more hand-eye coordination stuff at home. But most important, I think I have to practice my blocking because my defense, I really need to bump that up.
All right. Well, Will, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. It was a great fight, and I look forward to seeing your next fight.
Me too.
All right. All right, Brandon, that was an amazing fight that we just saw. How are you feeling right now?
I'm exhausted, quite frankly. Will definitely kept me on my toes. It was a really fast exchanges, and there was no downtime. There was no time to think. It was all instinct, for sure.
Yeah, that turned out to be such a fun fight to watch. What were some of the things that you worked on and changed during this fight?
I think one of the things that really helped me was my defense, being able to block some of his trick shots and kind of anticipating some of those moves. That way I could get those bonus points for those defenses and attacks.
That was a good hill shot.
That is great. So with the new format, what were your thoughts of that fight and the kind of the endurance that was going to be needed for that?
Quite frankly, it was super exhausting. So being able to have that mask and then the additional mask on top was, you really had to budget your stamina. And so that was something that was super difficult, especially fighting an opponent such as Will, who's just go, 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 like that racehorse. So it was really hard to kind of keep my energy up. As you can see in some of the third and fourth, or second and third round there, I really was losing my energy, and it cost me dearly.
Well, you won, and yeah, you get to call out anybody you want to fight. So who are you looking to fight next?
Oh, I would love to fight Daniel. Him and I had started right around the same time, and he's been a little bit better than me at every competition we've been to. So I'd love to kind of have that, not necessarily grudge match, but I'd love to take him down for sure.
Okay. Daniel, you heard him. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
So Nease there calling out Daniel. Any specific Daniel he might be calling out, Delgado?
I'm not sure about all of that. Excellent fight. Really excited to see the match. But before we go to the next match, we got to go to commercial.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's head down and meet our next fencers.
Hey, everybody. This is Joe with the Rogue Series, and today we have the pleasure of talking to Tony Zaldua from Create Bays. Hey, Tony, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I
Good to
am.
see you again.
It is
Hug.
so good to see you. Hug, yes.
I've been in Lightspeed Saber League for about 2 years and 6 months. I never did fencing or kendo or anything.
There's a way I would describe your fighting style. There's a way everybody else would describe your fighting style. How do you describe your fighting style?
I like my fighting style to be described as the no-name fighting style, which means I like to have like 15 to 20 different moves that I could execute at any time. And when I do that, I keep my opponents like guessing. Some people would call it unconventional.
So in this fight, you're going to be fighting Richard. What are your predictions for this fight?
I guess endurance will be, play a part of it. In the beginning, I'll, take it easy because you have to save your energy for the end. I know this from bike racing. The first one that attacks first in a bike race usually doesn't win because it's going to be probably a close match. I like close matches. And when it's close and it's like 9-9 in the end and he wins, I'm not even sad because to me, when the match is like this, it means both fighters are equal and it could have gone either way. So I'm satisfied. Every match I lose when it's like this. Richard, see this? We need to be like this.
My name is Richard Garcia. I am from Griffin Fencing, not a typical Lightspeed base. I originally found Lightspeed on Ask Fred, which is a big fencing tournament search website. So I brought me and a number of my students, and we fenced at that tournament. It was a super fun time, and I decided, yep, this is going to be a part of my curriculum. I'm also a fencing coach. For about 15 years, I've been doing Olympic-style fencing. I started in foil, and then I found my love in saber. Actually, saber is where I truly lie.
This weekend, you're going to be fighting Tony. And what are your thoughts on fighting an opponent like Tony?
Tony is a very interesting fighter. He is not a blind rage combatant like so many I have faced. He is much more methodical. For me, I'm gonna have to make sure I am more reserved in my fighting style and that I don't reveal too much. I'm gonna have to be pulling out different plays that I probably haven't used so much in Lightspeed, just because he's going to be a very, very methodical and intuitive opponent that I have to really feel the waters with. If I had to predict, I think it's going to start off very slow. I think it's going to be him and I studying each other's movements. Probably in the middle, where we'll start to see that more actual combative nature come out, and you'll see the more exchanges happen. But I think as those exchanges go on, you'll start to see subtle changes, and like the fight will eventually evolve into something different as we keep exchanging blows with each other.
That's interesting. I wish you the absolute best of luck. I look forward to seeing you fight, and good luck.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I'm super excited.
So, Steve, excellent fighters coming up. Fought both of myself just like I fought both Brandon and Will. I have to say that Tony is a phenomenal fighter. Everything he does seems to be very unpredictable, but yet it is still methodical in everything that he does.
Yeah, I got 2 words for you for Tony. Dennis Rodman. All right, that's what this guy reminds me of, okay? First of all, he's wiry, he's fast, he's unpredictable, he does things unconventionally, and he said it right there. He's all about endurance and high energy, and that's where he's going to get you.
I'm interested to see how that's going to match up with someone like Richard, who has 10 plus years of actual fencing experience. I know that this is a slightly different sport, but that still makes a big difference.
Yeah, I was listening closely when Richard was speaking, and he didn't give any information. He really said nothing during that period of time, which tells me he's not revealing any of his secrets. He's not revealing any of his stuff, and Tony's going to have a really great, competitive, and strategic fight ahead of him.
Yes, okay, let's see. Let's get into this. Let's not wait any longer. Let's go to the fight.
Let's do it.
It looks like we have Richard Garcia here, red saber on the left, and Tony Zaldua, yellow on the right. Fighter saluting there.
Yeah, I love how the 2 fighters have their masks off while they're, bowing to each other, saluting each other, saying hello, and getting that greeting, making that eye contact. It's just a great sportsmanship move.
Yes, excellent sportsmanship there. Okay, looks like they're stretching, getting ready to gear up for the first exchange of match 2 of the evening. Ooh, Richard Garcia wastes no time going in there for a quick hand snipe.
Well, actually, it looks like Zaldua got there first in the instant replay.
No, you're right, but there were actually no points awarded for that exchange. I think that I clearly saw Zaldua make it there first in that exchange.
Okay, I'm gonna call that clean for Tony, 2 points.
That was a clean headshot for Tony, 2 points. Tony takes the lead at the beginning of round 1 of the second match of the evening.
Yeah, it's such a fast sport.
Not sure exactly what happened there. Oh, ref called nothing. Looked like it'd be simultaneous contact right there for me.
Yeah, Zaldua's come out in the same exact way in the last few times out there with his leading hand stretched out. See what he does on this one.
Zaldua in the lead, 4-0 currently, but it looks as though Mr. Garcia there may have made a defensive action, awarding him 3 points. Oh, yep, that's what they awarded. He's quickly catching up. Simultaneous contact, there's no points awarded there.
Not quite sure exactly what happened there. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, you know, we have a secondary referee right there, Kang Snow. It makes a great call. He also lets our first referee know that like he wasn't able to see it either, and he saw nothing on either side.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 2 points awarded to Tony for clean contact there. So he takes the lead. The score is now 3-6 in favor of Zaldua. Zaldua getting a little fancy there. Looks like it's not paying off very well, actually.
Yeah, I don't know if he was getting fancy or if he was picking apples from the tree in the nearby neighbor's home, but either way, it didn't work out for him.
Okay, excellent judge of distance by Garcia there. Quick closing of the distance.
You know, Zaldua is almost looking a little bit like E.T. with that red. What does he have on his chest there? Is that a red? Is that just for show, or what does he have? What's he wearing there on his chest?
I'm not entirely sure. It may be to confuse the opponent. Looks like Garcia takes the first round of match 2 of the evening. Excellent work by Garcia there. They're going to switch sides now. What do you think of the end of this first round, Steve?
I mean, I'll tell you what, Daniel, that was a fast 11 points, you know, on both sides. It's 17 total points about, I think, but that was a fast 11 points by Garcia. His teaching technique is certainly showing off in his 15 years of experience versus really only 2 from Zaldua. Let's see if they can turn things around and Zaldua can come back in this second match here.
Okay, looks like the fighters have switched sides. Zaldua is now on the left with the yellow and Garcia on the right. Round 2 of the second match of the evening. It is 0-1 in favor of Garcia.
Zaldua looked like he came out with a lot more energy in that first one there.
You know, it looks like you might be right. He may have been conserving on the first round, but Garcia did take the first point of round 2. 3 points for a defensive bonus. Zaldua is going to have to make some serious catching up if he wants to come back and take charge of this match.
Looks like he didn't do it on that point, but the referees are conferring right now. Our Lightspeed referees are never afraid to get it wrong and admit that if they get it wrong, and they're willing to confer with the secondary ref to make sure that they get it right.
I'm not sure exactly what's going on with Zaldua's saber there. It looks to be like it might be a little bit light. I'm not sure if that's a technical violation, but it seems that nobody's technically noticed. Zaldua does score a point there. Clean contact, 2 points awarded to him, and he takes the lead of round 2 of tonight's second match.
Zaldua picking apples once again.
Not sure exactly what happened there. It may have been a defensive bonus for Garcia. Excellent.
Now, if you're watching from home, one thing that you can notice is that we have a primary referee and a secondary referee. The primary referee is right in the middle of the screen up top, and your secondary referee is down below, pointing to that right. And you can tell by the calls that they make if they agree with each other or not.
Yes, exactly. You can tell by the hand motions. You'll get very familiar with them as time passes. The score is now 6-6. And it looks to me as if Garcia has taken the next point. Nope, King is awarding it to Zaldua. Bringing the score 6-8 in favor of Zaldua. Looked like there may have been a little bit of a stabbing motion by Garcia there at the end, but it missed the refs.
It did miss Garcia, though. And Garcia, it looked like he approached Zaldua to apologize for that poking gesture and check in on him as well.
Yes. Garcia taking the lead. His next point will decide round 2 of match 2 for the evening.
Again, another fast points scoring here.
Yes,
both
very
these guys
quick
are really
round.
coming out hard and fast.
Yes, you're right. Zaldua scores an indirect hit for breaking through on Garcia, bringing the score 9-9, game point. Excellent work by Garcia. Excellent defensive actions, bringing the score 12-9. Garcia takes round 2 of match 2. If he wins the next round, Steve, Garcia will take the match over one of Lightspeed Saber's most classic champions, Tony Zaldua.
Yeah, that final point was really a fantastic defensive maneuver by Garcia.
You know, I'm seeing a lot of heat from both fighters here. I'm seeing Zaldua picking his matches closely, but he's trailing behind Garcia just barely. He's lost 2 rounds of this match already, and he's left himself open. The only way that he has a chance of winning this match is if it goes to 5 rounds.
Yeah, well, I would say don't give up on him yet, right? Because he is a wild card, right? And he loves to play those mind games with his opponent. So I'm sure he's going to come out, and I'm sure he's got something in mind for this 3rd round.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from Garcia, but I have to agree with you there, Steve. You cannot put anything past Zaldua. He's a champion for a reason. I think he has 2 or 3 different championships in our advanced league under his belt. Let's see if he could take this from Garcia. Okay, fighters are back to their corners. They have switched places. Garcia is on the left with red, and Tony has switched to blue. First exchange of round 3. If Garcia wins this round, he takes the match. No points called on the first exchange. I take that back. Garcia has conceded that there was contact made to his hand, and that is 1 point awarded to Zaldua.
And if you're not aware of what that means, basically what happened is that Garcia is conceding. He's saying that, no, actually, Zaldua did make contact with me. And when you tell that to a referee, 1 point is awarded to your opponent.
2 points awarded to Zaldua, bringing the score 0-3 in favor of Zaldua. It looks like he's taking the lead in round 3. Let's see if he can win the next 2 matches and take the match. Next 2 rounds, excuse me. Win the next 2 rounds and take the match to the end.
Right there on that play where Zaldua had his saber down on the ground, you can really see the flex to the Lightspeed Saber, which really shows you just how quick and fast this sport has become. And part of that is because of the unique blades that we use in Lightspeed.
Yes, exactly. Excellent attack to the head there by Garcia, bringing the score 2-5 in favor of Zaldua. It looks like Garcia went in there for a flunge, but was unable to sink the attack.
I'm noticing that Zaldua has changed his saber out, which is an interesting, I mean, that's like, I haven't seen that before in between, in between rounds, but.
It must have been because his last saber was light. In Lightspeed Saber League, it's important to have a bright saber so that it's fair for both fighters to be able to see where the opponent's blade is at all times. No points awarded there in that last exchange.
Although it looked like Zaldua might have reached that head first. I couldn't quite tell.
No points awarded again on the exchange. Interesting play there by Zaldua. Oh, but excellent defense by Garcia there. That was beautiful. Excellent timing. What a parry. 3 points awarded to Garcia. That was absolutely beautiful.
An unfortunate play for Zaldua. I was about to announce the score is 6-2. Garcia makes a huge defensive play and strike.
No points awarded in that exchange as well. Seems the momentum of this fight has changed a lot. I think that both fencers have gotten a little bit tired. No points awarded again on the exchange.
Yeah, I would say fatigue has definitely kicked in at this point for both of our fencers.
Zaldua makes clean contact to the hand, awarding him 2 points. If he sinks another 2-point assault, he will take the round. Looks
Got
like
in and
that's
out quickly
exactly
on
what
that.
happened. Yes, yes, Steve.
Well, they got in and out really quickly on that one, and both referees were able to see that.
Zaldua takes round 3. That brings it 2-1 in favor of Garcia. If Zaldua can win the next round as well, it'll go to round 5, and that will determine the winner of tonight's match. Looks like the fighters have now switched sides here. Zaldua is now on the left on yellow again. Garcia on the right. Quick exchange there, coming right at the beginning of the round.
Yeah,
2 points awarded to Allison.
And in this round, I'm looking for more defense. So I've seen both men kind of lunging at each other. I want to see some defensive play. Here we go. There's some nice battling back and forth.
Looks like some celebratory actions from Zaldua. Not sure how the rest feel about that, but I completely understand it.
Ooh, did Zaldua snipe that in? No, he didn't. It's just a fake. And Garcia.
Excellent pick by Garcia there.
Oh, yeah.
2 points awarded to him, bringing the score 2-4 in favor of Zaldua.
Now this would be exciting. If we can see Zaldua continue this to the end of the round and push it to a 5th round, we're going to have a really great match here.
Indirect call on Zaldua, awarding him 1 point, bringing the score 2-5 in favor of Zaldua. I gotta tell you, this is some intense stuff going on here. Garcia has the ability to take the match right here, right now. Let's see if he can take it.
So, one thing I've noticed as Zaldua wins this point right here is once he gets his point, or he thinks he gets his point, he's done. And he kind of bails out. Whereas a lot of fighters, a lot of fencers, you'll see them get into a defensive position after they think they've won their point, just to make sure that they protect themselves.
Yes, that has everything to do with the fact that the defensive bonus will award you an extra point, making what would be 2 points into 3 points. The defensive action can either precede or follow the assault.
Meanwhile, Zaldua pushed the score to 8-2. So it looks like Garcia. No. They called that a clean hit for Zaldua.
And Zaldua takes round 4?
Round 4. What a match.
Round
what a
four.
match.
Yes, round 4. This brings us into the 5th round. The fighters are going to take a little bit of an extra long break here. So this has brought some very serious tension. It may be that, just like you said, Zaldua has been baiting his opponent this whole time. But I'm very interested to see what happens at the end of this 5th round of match 2 for the evening. Will Garcia take it? Will Zaldua take it? What do you think, Steve?
Well, clearly right now the momentum is in Zaldua's favor. Whether or not Garcia can turn that around is yet to be seen. But if I was putting money down, my money's going on Zaldua.
Okay, let's see this. Okay, the fencers have switched sides. We now have Garcia on the left, Zaldua on the right. Round 5 of match 2 for the evening. Winner of this round will take the match. What do you think is going to happen here, Steve?
Yeah, I think Zaldua is going to come out hard and fast, and I don't think he's going to relent at all.
Looked like an excellent pick right there by Garcia.
Yeah,
if you'd just been a little bit
didn't seem
faster.
as convinced. And we have a no call. Looks like a no call there. Oh, strike to the foot.
That right there is actually a technicality. It was a simultaneous attack. However, Garcia made contact to the helmet, and Zaldua made contact to the foot. Considering the idea that the contact to the head would be lethal, whereas the contact to the foot would just be a minor maim or maybe amputated foot, Garcia actually takes the priority override in that match. However, we did just see that Zaldua came back and made a clean contact. I couldn't see what happened afterward. To me, it looked like he may have ran out of the ring, which would have actually forfeited his points.
Yeah, both fencers seeming a little sloppy in those last few exchanges. Let's see if they can reel it in.
Throwing that out, a simultaneous. Fighters ready. And fight.
You know, Garcia may be behind points, but it looks like he's really dominating the box here. I'm really interested to see what's going on in Zaldua's corner because it looks to me like he keeps on running out of the ring. I can't be sure, but that would be clear points for Garcia if that was the case there, Steve.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Zaldua. He could just be exhausted, right? We saw him come out hard those last 2 rounds. He totally took them. He could just be exhausted, but he's up 4 points.
He is up 4 points. Excellent pick by Garcia there, but apparently the refs didn't see it. Oh, looked like actually Zaldua may have made contact there first.
Ooh.
However, excellent defensive action by Garcia. Maybe King saw something we did not. Oh, yes. There you go in the instant replay. Garcia made an attempt to block. When he tried to parry it away, Zaldua made contact with his hand, causing an indirect contact, and 1 point is awarded to Zaldua for this. Some disagreements amongst the refs there. No points awarded for that exchange.
Zaldua's coming out. He wants this. You can tell he wants this.
Looked to me that Zaldua made first contact there.
Oh.
Zaldua has the power to take this in the next exchange. What do you think is going to happen here, Steve?
I'm banking on Garcia not giving in, but it looks like he got sniped right there in the hand. Right there. And he knows it.
Big win by Zaldua there. Not to be unexpected, but great matches. Very intense. Beautiful blade work. Lots of defensive action there. Excellent sniping. Lots of movement. Lots of exchanges. Really exciting match. What do you think about it, Steve?
It was fun to see, like, both of them kind of owned their own rounds and got to see their personalities really come out and shine. But let's go ahead and look at the data and see what our statisticians have to say.
We see a lot of clean hits by Zaldua here. And again, like we saw in the last match of the evening, a lot of counterattacks by his opponent, Garcia. However, Zaldua's clear ability to get in and get out unscathed gave him the match. Very few headshots in the match. Very few indirects. I like to see that. That means that both fighters are skilled. They know what they're doing. They know where they're placing their blades. And first hits were actually not that big tonight, which is, again, great to see. We like to see technique as well as sportsmanship.
Yeah, here's something that I see that I want to point out. Zaldua having 0 counterattacks. Now, we want to see defense promoted in this sport. It's such a big part of the sport. But in this case, our fencer was actually rewarded by not doing a lot of defense with a win.
You know, we say in swordsmanship, stay alive, right? Keep limb, stay alive. Zaldua did an excellent job of getting in there, getting his hit in, and escaping without being touched. He would live in every single one of those 36 points he scored on those clean hits. Excellent job. It definitely, his speed outweighed the counterattacks.
I know Zaldua is a really smart guy. I think he might just have figured out that he's longer and faster. And so he just went in for those quick hits, those quick snipes, and got out of there for the win.
You know, yeah, I can kind of see that too. He knew that he wasn't going to win on the technique. He knew he wasn't going to win on the counterattacks, and he knew that he needed to tire out Garcia in order to take the match for the evening.
Well, let's head down to the fighters and see what they have to say after their fight.
So that was an amazing fight. How are you feeling right now?
Thank you. I actually feel really good about it. You know, it's talking to Tony after. It's one of those things that, you know, fighters, when they're thinking about the fraction of a second, if I can get that fraction of a second deeper, that's the real, like, judge of it, you know. And he just tactic for tactic. We just traded blows, and so yeah, it just a super fun fight. Nothing but props to Tony. Amazing opponent, absolutely amazing opponent.
When we had talked about the interview at first, there were a lot of things that you were kind of going to be looking out for and working on and stuff. How did that all play out?
It worked out fairly well. I caught his early tactics really well, and I looked at him. I said, okay, I think I know what to do. I would bait the attack, get the parry, and then just charge in there, and I was happy with that. He eventually caught on to that, and then he changed his tactic. And when he changed his tactic, I was like, okay, now I have to change my tactic. And so he just got to the point where I'm just going to hit him. And I went, well, I have to do the same. I kept trying to do tactic after tactic. It didn't work out. And I was like, okay, it's just going to become simultaneous. And first to get it is going to get it. And it became, I call it the race. You know, it's like a drag race. You're gunning it the whole time. And that's exactly what happened. So it went fairly like I expected, you know, slower in the beginning and then just supercharged at the end. The new format was interesting. I liked it because it benefited me very hard. I love my parry reposts, and so it benefited me for the utmost. And so I really dug it. It started to fall apart for me when he would just dig. I would get the parry, it would work out, and he wouldn't go to defend. He would just dig in, and then he would just get the hit before I could hit him.
Well, fantastic fight. Thank you so much again for taking the time out. Thanks so much for providing such an entertaining fight. And
awesome.
Look forward to seeing you at your next fight.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right. Tony, that was an amazing fight. How are you feeling about it?
Just call 911 and take me off in an ambulance because I wasn't in sync the first 2 rounds. I was like, what do I do? How do I feel? What do I do? Help.
Hey!
You died, Tony. You died. Did you hit me?
So I changed things up and it seemed to work. Like I can't believe I came back, 2-0 and then like won the next 3 rounds. Like wow. He was great. Like super fast and like parrying riposte. Like he's gonna do that all night. It took time to like. I'll try this, I'll try that, and try this, and try that. And I went downstairs, and like that worked.
Downstairs.
I'd like to thank my mom and dad and my fans out there. You could send flowers and cards, I'll take them. All right.
Well, you got to love the spirit of both of these men. I think the smile on Zaldua at the end really says it all. For me, and he was able to see the first 2 rounds he wasn't feeling it, but those last 3 rounds he came back and really improved himself.
No. I see Tony as a technical mastermind. I think that's part of his get down. He wants to keep it a secret. He doesn't want anybody to know that he had a plan that whole time. You know what? But I have to say, even with the celebratory actions that he made during the match, he was pretty humble about taking the win tonight in that interview. And I got to say, great sportsmanship, great fight, great night.
And that concludes our show. If you enjoyed it and would like it to keep going, we could really use your support via Patreon. At our Patreon, you'll be getting exclusive mini lessons on technique, tactics, and strategy, as well as fun and informative training exercises you can play with your sparring partners. Otherwise, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the bell so you know when the next episode is coming up.
Join us next time when the Lightspeed Saber Rogue Series goes to Texas for the Rogue Series debut of Kyber Combat, Texas's premier Lightspeed Saber squadron. Until then, keep fighting, and we'll see you next time.